ever. And we're going to be getting into a pretty dank match here to start things off. What do we have in store for the very first match of the day?
Well, we have the king of special tactics himself, the man who purports to be platinum, but I don't believe it. You shouldn't either. One of the greatest pro players to ever play the game, at least, or the greatest foreigners to play the game in the early Wings of Liberty era. It is White Ra himself, the Sun God. And
The Sun
on
God.
the other side, yeah, Ra, of course, was the Egyptian or the Sun God of Egyptian mythology, who would travel the day and push that he was the one that would push the sun along the river Nile before going to the underworld at night.
Very very neat name. Ra, of course, if you're a fan of the Stargate franchise, a kind of kicks off the entire franchise there. There's a lot of lore to dig through, but anyone who's seen Stargate knows exactly what I'm talking about. Anyone else, you can watch, what is that, 17 seasons of Stargate stuff if you're really into it. But, well, enough rambling. We are about to get into game number 1 between these two Amazon teams. Here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left position of Oxide, it is the red Protoss player. Give it up for Amazon Alexa's White Ra. Or, sorry, Amazon Painforest. I've already just, you know what, pack it in.
And in the upper right, in the gold, Alexa, give him a 12 pool. It's Zest is best.
Also known as Charlie
Oh, no.
1.
I'm sorry. I forgot I put Alexa in my room, so...
Oh my god, she listened.
Go ahead with what you're saying. I apologize.
Oh, man. Has she ever done the thing where she just starts laughing uncontrollably? Because that's a real unsettling thing.
I've never gotten that. I do get the occasional suggestions that I didn't want to listen to.
Oh, yep. That checks out. We're already seeing some very aggressive stuff coming out of Zest is best here. He's gone for a really fast gateway and a really fast double gas, and now he's representing a cannon rush. This is some funkiness coming out of the yellow Protoss, trying to throw old man White Ra off his game.
But if we look at how White Ra is dealing with this, he says, "I don't believe you. You may be trying to do something crazy. You may be trying to go for this cannon rush, but you know, innocent until proven guilty. I don't believe you're going to do it." And good call there.
And what this has all been setting up for is, I believe, a proxy Void Ray, but White Ra, he is going to be scouting around, and he's going to find this proxy pylon very, very quickly. Oh, man. Yeah, so going for that low ground gateway, normally this would be like a quick expand, but with that chrono boosted Zealot and those super fast double gases, he's going to use this Zealot to try and force up this proxy Stargate, I feel.
Yep,
yeah, there it is.
Goes down. But White Ra, now he sees that as well, and he should have a Stalker in enough time. I mean, yeah, there's going to be walls, because Zealot's not going to get in time, which means that we're going to have a couple of Stalkers out by the time that the Void Ray happens, but more importantly, the Zealot's not going to be able to get up. So the early pressure that you're trying to get done to maybe pair some units away, actually, the Stalker's not even going to bother. So look, this is the scary part. The Stargate is what I got to worry about here. The Zealot, whatever. We'll deal with that later. And I can't say I hate that decision, to be honest.
I think it's a good one, but he needs to prevent a second pylon from going down. Okay, he will ward away this probe with that Stalker, and this is going to be pretty close. That probe may actually be enough DPS to help take this pylon out. Oh no, Zest is best is supply blocked. Oh, he can't build the Void Ray. That is catastrophic. And White Ra, with some excellent scouting, well, he may just be able to shut this down way easier than he should have.
Yeah, it's special tactics, but not of the successful kind here. As Zest is best finds himself even more supply blocked now. I mean, yeah, he was supply blocked a little, couldn't build the Void Ray, but losing that pylon makes life even worse. And what does he have on the map at this point? He's got Warp Gate on the way, and he's what, a Zealot and an Adept. That is his only hope to really get something done in this game. That is not promising. Okay, well, he's got a Stalker, he's got a couple of Adepts, but not all that promising in the slightest.
Yeah, this has been a very weird opening from Zest is best, trying to really force the issue, and White Ra has not accepted this. He is not taking this lying down, and he is going to be getting aggressive, it seems. But Zest is Best is actually going to be going up to 4 gates, and White Raw's only on 2 right now. So while he does have an army supply lead for the moment, he could get kind of over. Well, I mean, not if the fight happens right now. This is the period of time where White Raw can leverage this advantage in army supply, and he is going to do that, picking off both Stalkers and the Adept. And, well, probes are going to be pulled. They're not going to be enough right here.
Absolutely not. Yeah, having more production is nice. You have to be able to leverage that, have to be able to snowball it, and that's not the case with White Raw. He's going to find his way in, and GG White Raw. He's going to take game number 1.
And not necessarily a surprising result, but I would say a bit of a surprising way we got there with White Raw's opponent actually being the one to kind of throw the shenanigans out in this match. Very, very interesting.
So we need to go to North America for the rest of the maps, right?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Okay.
I believe so. I believe so.
All right. Yeah, so White Raw, I guess special tactics are scout appropriately and defend appropriately, and that's kind of all you need to do. As that's really all that was necessary in that game. Proxy Void Rays, they're good, they're powerful, they're strong, but if you don't ever get them up, well, that's not nearly as useful.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy if you're not going to be able to... like, when you're committing so much to trying to force that early commitment and it doesn't pan out, it's already going to be an extremely difficult scenario. But, yeah, White Raw just made that look really, really clean and easy. And, yeah, well done. You did have some info, I know, for us about these two teams going into this match. Of course, both of them are a member of the Amazon team group, I should say. But what can you tell us about how they've done so far this season?
Yeah, so of course this is a team kill, and as we listened when we cast Painforest a couple weeks ago, they do tend to do a decent amount of inter-team practice as they prep for things. I don't know exactly how much of that happened this week, as this is of course not a team kill necessarily, but a brother-sister rivalry, whatever, a sibling rivalry, shall we say, in this series. And when dealing with siblings, there's always a younger and an older. In this case, well, Painforest, they are the successful ones in this season, going 4-1, only just barely dropping a series to the Facebook team, 3-2. Actually, that was the match we cast just a little bit ago, and swept through the rest of things, even winning the preseason match. 12 pool, they have not had quite the success that Painforest has had through the Swiss bracket of this stage, sitting only at 2-3. So they did okay, and I believe that they won their show match, the preseason show match, putting them at 3-3 in total series score. But in the matches that mattered, 2-3, barely squeaking in to this seeding part of our playoffs. Now it should be noted that all of the teams here, they're guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. This portion of the bracket is purely to figure out where these 6 teams get seeded from 1 to 6 in that portion of the playoffs. And so we have the number 1 seed going in. I believe they were the number 1 seed against the number 6 seed.
Huh.
And it's a team kill, so it's exciting for that reason as well.
Yeah, it is very exciting. And very surprising. And part of the reason is, and I think you covered them last week, the reason for Amazon 12 pools, a little bit of their struggles maybe, has been the transferring of some of their players. Specifically, by statistics and by MMR, the strongest player in the league last year, or last season, I should say, which was Zero. And Zero was a member of Amazon Alexa 12 pool, but actually ended up going over to Shopify and is now hanging his hat there. And the loss of that very stalwart ace player has really, really hurt Amazon Alexa.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, you talk about good players. This is a team-based format. Having the best player does not mean you have the best team, but we should probably talk about that a little bit more in a second, because I believe our players, they've loaded into game number 2.
That they have, and we have spawning down in the bottom left, representing Amazon Alexa, it is Mestaman, the orange Protoss player.
And his opponent in the upper right, in the green, up 1 game for his, well, his team's already up 1 game. He's not yet. In the green, it's the Zerg. It's Light.
And immediately we see no 12 pool coming down just yet. Nothing too crazy. Oh, as I say that, it's actually going to be a gas pool, so maybe we could see a little bit of aggression. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, this may also be, again, these are players, they practice with each other. It is a kind of a pseudo team kill scenario here, so this may just be a situation where Mestaman, Light knows that Mestaman likes to go for some sort of cannon rush, some sort of early thing. And that drone movement, yeah, it looks like he's just really worried about a cannon rush, and Mestaman doing what he can to fake him out. But again, this is going to be an expand build from our orange Protoss player, and in response, that's actually going to be a pretty delayed pool off of that, or a delayed hatch off of that pool first. Generally, you just kind of want to go immediately afterwards, but he delayed that just quite a bit.
Yeah, the cost of mining three drones on gas does really slow down your build quite a bit. It seems like Mestaman a little bit potentially worried about the potential of some aggression coming out from the green Zerg. He is going to be going for a Zealot here. Not actually necessary, as the main goal of this from Light is to just get that very quick Zergling speed. He wasn't trying to go for like 6 or even 8 early lings and trying to sneak in there, but may try and get something done in maybe a minute or 2 as that ling speed finishes. But well, Mestaman going to rescout, going to see that there's no additional... Yeah, oh, did he see? He stopped controlling that probe, so maybe he did see, maybe he didn't. But hopefully he saw that there's no more gas mining.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, you talk about an early Zergling speed. Yeah, it is early, but realistically, it's only about 25 seconds early compared to a hatch first opening. So maybe there's a timing he's going to go there, but it's not the really early timing you're looking for, because hatch or pool first speed finishes at around 3:05, 3:07, and of course hatch first finishes at around 3:30. So he will have that 20-second window where maybe he can catch his opponent off guard, find something on the map, but. I think this is more just a defensive play for the most part, as we did see. Oh,
couple of Zerglings being. Oh, there it is. Oh ho ho.
There we go.
All right.
That is the timing.
The thing is, though, he's a little bit late to be hitting it. His Zerglings, they're just going to be starting to. Oh ho ho ho. Never mind. Belay that order.
That's what that is.
Yes, it is.
Doing a great job.
Oh no, there's nothing in the wall. Just that one Zealot.
So, and this is not going to be scouted. There's no Adept on the way. No Adept was built to try to scout things, so this is absolutely just going to blindside Orange Protoss play. Now, the drones, they're on their way in, and actually, okay, they're wall up. Yeah, the drones are not controlled properly, so this is actually not, it's not nearly as good as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he really botched that. Oh, man. That is such a huge mistake right there.
Now we have Warp Gate is done. The Adepts are getting sorted out. They will complete as well. Yeah, they will. We will see one gate go down, so maybe that's no problem. We're continue to stream across the map, and there are still enough mining to support some sort of surge introduction for the moment. But with the Adepts here, with the Stalker fighting behind, with the Shield Battery in position, I mean the wall will just continue to go up. And the Zerglings will continue to die, and I'm not sure there's ever going to be enough that will ever be enough Zerglings to really punch through things. But as I say that, I mean, that pylon is just about ready to go down, and the wall is not going to be there, so now we have a full surround, and the probe will have to be pulled.
Mestaman getting a little bit kind of slapdash there. Oh, he could have re-walled, and he didn't. Okay, he will, there we go, he will recomplete the wall, but he's already lost 10 probes. That being said, he is still up 5 workers, and, you know, there is even a worker with this, so there's going to be another one technically going down, and this should be a full hold now. But that was really dicey, and honestly, needless damage, but now Light should be able to macro out of it, theoretically.
Well, you say macro out of it, theoretically. Yeah, we have Charge halfway done, we have Immortals and a Warp Prism on, well, we have a Warp Prism on the way, Immortals is done. So, yes, he should be able to theoretically macro out of it, but he committed so much to this. He committed an insane amount. I mean, what was that? 10 drones died, something like that. 6 drones 6 drones died. A lot of mining time lost there. A lot of larva that was not drones going down. So when charge completes, and we're going up to, what was this, 5 gates? 4 gates. Four total gates here. With the Immortal and everything moving, well, actually, is there an Immortal in there? There is. So yeah, with the Immortal moving across the map, this is a scary situation for Light to move to deal with, and one that just mass circling does not handle all that well at all.
No. Now, of course, the charge upgrade no longer gives that plus burst damage, that 8 damage, which causes the Lings to be 2-shotted instead of 3-shotted. But it's still really difficult to deal with a ton of Zealots. And we are going to have Mestaman drop right on top of these Zerglings. And as he warps in, he is going to be able to overwhelm this number. Still a bit of a costly fight to gain that bridgehead, but he does ultimately get it.
Yeah, this is absolutely a game of snowballs. Light was trying to do that earlier, but unfortunately it was a warm spring day that snowball did not last very long at all. And now, well, since the snowball going the other direction, the temperature has chilled, and some really nice one-person migrator doing what he can to keep everything alive. The Immortal does have to go hop in the prison. There it goes, and now we have more and more warpins going up to a grand total of 6 gates. And well, with the Immortal here, with the charge lots there to buffer, there's really not a whole lot. And it's going to be rather difficult for Light to make this all. Although, that being said, he's doing a good job thus far. The warpins have not been consistent enough. There's just not this critical mass of Zealots that you need to really be able to take advantage of that bulkhead that he was able to find.
Yeah, and a pretty good cleanup, all things considered, from Light. He's actually done a really fantastic job of dealing with this. And Mestaman, he could have played this out from a very advantageous position and just continued to macro up, but he wanted to go for this quick kill with these charge lots. Now, he did warp in a couple of rounds of charge lots back home as that warpism was stuck. And, well, I don't think Light recognized that because he just built 5 more drones. And, yikes.
Yeah, he's got a lair on the way against what is theoretically a Marjorie. So Light 8, he doesn't necessarily have the drone count that you would like for that. But B, I mean, he's going for a lair behind that. That is a decent amount of gas that can be set to say something like Bailey's with these charge lots. But there we have it. GG, that's the man. He's going to take it. We're tied up 1-1.
Yeah, a little bit anticlimactic there at the end, as there was it kind of felt like the hold was happening, but Light didn't realize what was actually happening. And part of that is because he sent the Overlord into the main base. And so he didn't see that those warp-ins were continuing to happen just outside. And, well, ultimately that leads to a 1-1 scoreline, and we're going to be going into game number 3. By the way... Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I hear something in chat saying my mic is very quiet.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you have me on a separate OBS feed or something that is brought down or something.
No, it should be about the same.
Okay, so it says both mics are quiet.
Oh, both
you and
mics are quiet.
I boosted mine.
Okay. So. We are just going to boost that whole thing.
Okay. All right, I boosted the gain on my end as well. So this is about the maximum possible volume that my mic can do.
You can put it back down to what it was. I can adjust it on my end.
Okay, there we go. Back to what I was.
Cool. That should be good there. Let us know if we are good now or if that is... Stream is low, but Steadfast is much...
They're saying it's the same.
Interesting. That shouldn't be the case. Very bizarre. Oh. Never mind. I did the wrong thing.
You found the thing that dampens it or whatever?
No. I adjusted the wrong output. There we go. That should be better now. How's that? Oh, we're just going to get BeoMulf into the game as well.
Yep, I realized that I never joined the chat channel because I am terrible at this thing. Yeah, and now I'm talking. They say a little more, please.
A little more. All right. Okay, you can adjust yourself up. Yeah.
Okay, Leia, let's pump me up to plus 12 decibels.
Ooh, that sounds good.
That should... There we go. Okay. Now they're saying it's good.
Perfect. So that's the one really nice thing about not having the stream delay, is it is very easy to fix that in real time.
That it is. And as we get ready for this next game, I'm a little bit excited because, well, we have Kata coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And Kana, he is, well, hey, he's one of the aces for Painforest, but more than that, although, I mean, I guess with Right Raw here, I mean, can you call anyone that's not White Raw the ace? But anyway, he's got some fancy, fancy builds, and we got another weird map coming up for us here. So, weird builds, map that no one's played on before. We're going to see some fireworks, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
No guarantees, but...
No, I guarantee it. I guarantee it on BeoMulf's behalf. You heard it here.
Oh, wait, so if I'm wrong, do I just... What even happens there? I just need to leave the broadcast, like jump out my window, start hiking away?
No. You just, I don't know. It's 2020, so just don't apologize for anything. Like just lean into it. Oh, this is a map right here, isn't it?
It is in fact a map.
All right, so we have spawning down in the bottom right of the map. It is the blue Protoss player from Amazon Painforest, one of the White Raw-ish, most White Raw-ish people on the team in the league. It is Kata.
And his opponents on the other side of the map in the orange, representing 12 pool, he's Kevin.
It's so funny because so many of these players I actually play on the ladder on a pretty frequent basis. Kevin specifically, I've run into him a few times, so he's a pretty solid player. And the only thing is he going to be able to deal... Ooh, look at that gas steal just got blocked right there. Is he going to be able to deal with this very aggressive cannon rush coming out from Kata, which has been his bread and butter?
Yeah, that's going to be... Oh, there we go. The gas steal is now successful here. Kevin not exactly paying attention to that as well as he did earlier. And then we have the cannon. We have some pylons going down.
Oh!
And that is an incredible cannon position. All the probes are going to
Oh my god.
I don't... It's already worth it for Kata. I mean, straight up, you force the... You can just go back and go home. I mean, I'm being a little hyperbolistic here. But you force the entire mineral line of your opponents to get pulled. That's worth it.
And now he just walls the cannon on the low ground. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Now, in the main base, the probe is going to get picked off, and there is a zealot out. And this is not walled off on the low ground, so this may still end up working out pretty well for Kevin. He has effectively shut this down. Oh man, the fact that he couldn't wall that low ground cannon is really costly for Kata.
Oh, and now the probe does go down as well. So, yes, this is shut down for Kata. Kata's not going to get anything more done here. But if we look at the income on this, Kata was sitting here at like plus 1,000 minerals for a solid 45 seconds as he tried to kill everything off. And I almost wonder. Now, I don't think it quite makes it worthwhile. But if he had not built that pylon on the high ground that the Zealots are currently doing, if he had not done the follow-up commitment, I do think that would have been worth it, to be totally honest. But
yeah, honestly, if he just hadn't even built the cannon, I think it would have been good. Oh wow, what? Oh, I don't like this.
I think this is rapidly going from, man, this is worth it, the mind games are there, to I don't really think this is worth it at all. Because we do have cannons going down on that one. Yeah, this is not worth it. This is Kata throwing a lead that he had away for himself here.
And, well, if we look at the resources lost, it is 0 right now to 967, make it 1,067, and by the end of all of this being taken out, it's going to be up to 1,267 resources lost to 0. And in a game of StarCraft, that is not ideal, even when you take into account the lost mining time.
No, considering it was Kata ahead by about 800 minerals a minute over the course of 45 seconds, which makes it at what?
600 minerals?
600. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, it's Saturday. I don't have to do math today. 600 minerals. But it's the difference is not maybe as extreme as if all the probes had not been pulled there.
Yeah.
So you win some, you lose some. Definitely an opportunity here for Kevin to move across the map and exert his will on the map. There's really not a whole lot of defensive structure. I mean, sure, it looks like there's a cannon going down in the low ground wall, so that cannon's going to be able to do something. But, well, there are a decent amount of stalkers. Well, no, it looks like Kevin says no. With that pylon, with that cannon there, it's not worth it.
This has turned into such a funky game. Kata Kata just is now about to be starting his Cybernetics core when his opponent already has a War Prism popping out. And the cannon is nice at the front, but I've got a bad feeling about the main base right now.
Yeah, well, you know, if you don't have a, if your Cyber Core is finishing as Warp Gate is finishing, actually, no, not even before, if your Cyber Core starts as Warp Gate finishes, I guess the only thing you can do is go for, well, let's go for some sort of Stargate, but that's not even going to matter here, as now Kevin sitting here, 18 army supply to 0. And now he's moving on into the main base, and there's just nothing to defend this whatsoever. Kata, he tried real hard. But unfortunately, cannons, they do not move.
In the end, it didn't even matter, and he is going to be losing that pylon, and with it, the game. Hang on, I want to take a quick look at something. Yes, that is the correct case. This was a perfect game out of Kevin. Not a single resource lost. Damn.
So, yeah, man, perfect game is indeed. I am taking a look at chat, by the way, and it sounds like apparently I'm still barely audible.
All right.
And I am, I'm boosted up as far as I can go. My mic is putting me in the red on my mic output.
All right, we will boost you up on the Discord end just a little bit. How's that?
So I don't know, but hopefully that works a little bit better. Hopefully I'm not blowing your earbuds or your ears out.
No, you're very reasonably volumed to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, this is better than dealing with the sound gremlins that we had at that time.
Yes, that was a not fun day.
That was not a fun day. Theos is saying I'm still quiet.
Really? All right, try talking.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm talking right now.
Very interesting. Okay.
Oh, there we go. He says it's better.
Huh.
I don't know. I'm pulling this up myself. It sounds good to me. When I pull Twitch up, it doesn't sound bad. I sound true to life.
Okay.
I don't know.
Not sure. Maybe we're just getting memed on. Maybe it's just Theosis is just having a good time. He's just having a giggle.
Just messing with us here.
But we're going to be getting into game number 4. What has been a really quick series so far between these two teams. And a lot of mind games, a lot of destruction. Well, we're going to be getting into game number 4. Is this... Oh, it is a ZVT. Wow, okay. I thought this was all Protoss players for the one squad for the 12 poolers, but not going to be the case. By the way, maps 2 and 4 were swapped out by both teams. But, well, let's get into game number 4 here. We have spawning up in the top left position, representing Amazon Painforest and trying to get it sent to the ace match right now. It is the purple Zerg player. Give it up for Shockwave.
And his opponent in the blue, he's the Terran player for Alexa 12 pool. He's Slumdog.
And can he close it out for his team? This would be a pretty big upset on paper. Even though I feel like still the Amazon 12 pool team is a lot better than their 2-3 record would suggest. This would still be on paper a pretty big upset, especially with White Raw now joining the ranks of the Painforest.
Absolutely, but you know, as we talked about, or actually I don't know if we've talked about it yet today, but one good player, whether it's Zero, whether it's White Raw, whether it's Vindicta, when we look at the collegiate side of things, does not a successful team make, and we really saw that come to the fore last week, where Zero, he comes in, he wins his match, he stomps, his opponents win 3-1. They just said, look, we cannot take this to the ace match. If we take it to the ace match, we lose. So they just won the rest of the best of 3s, and they took advantage of the lack of the one hero player scenario. Same thing happened when we looked at UCSD versus the University of Chicago. Vindicta got his win. Expected, right? He's Vindicta. He's a pro player. He's a WCS North, or he's a DreamHack North America player. But the rest of the team, well, because he didn't play 2v2, the rest of the team went and did their job and cleaned up. So one good player does not a tournament run make. Not in this format. Not in the Team League format.
No, it certainly does not. And, well, Shockwave hasn't necessarily been the strongest player in terms of actual outcomes for these matches. So it is going to be all on his shoulders to send it to that ace match and, well, give the Painforest a chance to, you know, try and take this one down in game number 5.
Absolutely, and there's very little I love more than an ace match in an extended series. The pressure's there, the tension's there, everything's on the line. It's some of the most exciting Starcraft you can possibly get. But in order to get there, we do need to see Shockwave. He will have to win this game. And again, you're right. Shockwave, he's not been the most impressive performer. I think he's somewhere at around 50%, maybe even a little bit lower on the map win rate perspective over the last 5 weeks. But from a pure skill perspective, if you look at his profile,
Game paused.
As we do have a pause here, White Raw shows up. He says there's a macro game incoming, which I'm pretty sure means there's no macro game incoming whatsoever. I think he's lying to us.
Could mean anything. He's trying to get us past this 1 hour mark. It's been a pretty quick day so far for this first match. Of course, we do have the collegiate side of matches coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern or 1 p.m. Pacific. Should we finish things up pretty quickly here? But well, I would love to see. Oh, it looks like a delivery came through for one of the players. So we are going to be getting back into things right about meow.
Game resumed.
But I would love to see White Raw in that ace match.
I cannot help but agree. The master of special tactics himself, sitting there in chat. Massive shout out to White Raw there. He's got the fancy Twitch staff tag going on because, of course, that's what he does with his time now. But anyway, I would love to see him in an ace match, see what kind of shenanigans he was able to pull off. But in order to do that, of course, we have to get there. And the question really is, what is Shockwave going to do? What is he going to show us that is going to allow that to happen?
That is a really good question. He did do something a little bit less common, which is take all 3 drones off of gas, as opposed to just the 2 normally. And now he has resaturated that gas. And, well, the Terran player did not get the scout there, so he doesn't know, that there's going to be a Roach Warren and a 2-gas Ling Roach Ravager coming his way. But Slumdog's building a tank. He did not open up with Reactor Hellions here. Oh, man, these Lings, they are going to deny the scout here. Very, very important information denial.
Absolutely, and I'm sorry, I got a little bit distracted. White Raw apparently has the best emotes on Twitch. There's a carrier with some deal with the sunglasses on there, and yeah, I couldn't focus on the game. I was too busy focusing on.
Oh my god, that's so
glorious
good.
That was.
Oh,
yeah,
that's amazing.
It is incredible. We do have now Roaches on the way, but there are going to be 2 tanks that Shockwave's going to have to deal with. And 1 tank maybe he can bust through. But if we have a tank on the low ground, on the high ground, especially now with a Viking here, which is going to be able to clear off any sort of overlord that's sitting there. Oh well, yeah, that's going to be difficult.
This could be problematic though. The main issue for this for the Terran play. Oh, he's gonna see it with the Viking. I was gonna say the main issue is he doesn't get the scout, so he won't see where this that this is happening, so he can't put the tanks in a good position. But as I say that, he will now reposition this 1 tank to the high ground, as you alluded to, and that is gonna make this defense. Well, I mean, it's gonna make it at least possible. I think if both tanks were on the low ground, probably not. But this is still going to be a little bit tough.
There is of course no wall here. Actually, the wall's just absolutely down, so the lanes that can get on top of this tank before anything else, and 1 tank is far less powerful, far less powerful than 2 now. The Zerglings, they're going to find their way on the high ground, so the Roaches, the Ravagers, are going to be able. No, the Lings go down. There we go. Now we have it. The tank is going to go down, and what do we have left here for Slumdog? 12 total supply. Just a bunch of Marines trying to do what they can, but 11 workers go down, 12 workers go down. The entire mineral line of our Terran player is falling apart behind this. What do we have from Shockwave? It is just drones. He's done his damage, and he is A-okay with that. This is a 1-base Terran against a 3-base Zerg. Failing Nest on the way. We have a lair on the way. We do not yet, but this was not all in. I mean, if it doesn't get any work, this was all in, but this was more of a pressure play. This was, I'm going to go kill your, I'm going to annihilate your mining. And behind that, I'm just going to put myself in an incredible macro position.
Yeah, and he is in that fantastic position, already up to 53 workers, more drones on the way, adding on a Baneling nest for the defense. Now, I will say, Slumdog has 3 barracks, he has all of his add-ons done, and he has 3 command centers. So it's not like he's going to have to spend a lot of time building, production facilities. He is going to be able to power up those SCVs, power up those army units for a while, and this is not over. This is definitely still a playable game. Oh, but combat shields instead of stim. Well, that is not ideal for Slumdog. You really want that stim pack.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Do we have any eBays as well? We don't. So no upgrades coming up anytime soon. No, only eBay is only just now about halfway done. So yeah, sure. You can build up an army. There are tanks coming, all that, but these Marines are going to find a good position behind the mineral line, but with a no stim, Marines are not all that great at all. And actually, the Queens are doing a great job. One medevac is barely going to survive.
Oh my god, one shot. One shot left from going down. That was very nearly disastrous, but the fact that it didn't get any damage done, that's in and of itself, that's kind of a disaster. He really needed to make up some ground there.
Yeah, he got like what, 1 drone? I think maybe 1 drone died there, or maybe that drone died earlier. Whatever the case may be, that is not the type of damage you need. And behind that shockwave, he has the time, he has the space really to get up onto that fort and get onto 4 bases, get up to 70 workers. A Baneling speed just about halfway done. Aspire's on the way. 1-1 is about halfway done. He is absolutely has what he's going to need to be able to find his position in this game. The one thing that is maybe a little bit scary for him, and granted, not all that scary, but might cause a little bit of consternation, is the fact that he does not have his creep is not all that great. He spent so much, committed so much to the Roach Ravager Ling attack that, I mean, he has creep spreading out from his 3rd a little. There's really not a whole lot pushing from his 4th, and between his the main, the natural, the 3rd, and the 4th, there is no connection whatsoever. So he's doing a good job working on pushing it out now, but that is a scary position to be in when you're trying to be able to defend that 4th base from the eventual push. Now, I have a question for you, Steadfast. When we look at this map, of course, this is a map that not a lot of people have played on. Clearly, we saw the Ravagers go in. The wall wasn't there. It worked out pretty well. My judgment, at least, says that this is a pretty good Zerg map for the moment. A decent, or it appears to be, a decent amount of wide open areas, good position for Ling Bane surrounds, things like that. But what do you, how do you feel about this map? Is there any sort of bias that that Slumdog can maybe take advantage of? Any some great position that he will be able to just leverage into finding a way back to win this game?
I feel like this is a really rough TVZ map. But as I say that, we are going to see a fight take place on creep. Tanks are sieged up. They're all clumped up, though. And, well, most of the Marines end up getting taken down by these Banelings, but Slumdog still takes a pretty good fight. And the Mutas awkwardly are going to come back and now all go down. Banelings will get taken out by those tanks. And this is actually all of a sudden a frightening push. And it looks like Shockwave may have really botched the engagement right there. Oh, this is tough.
Well, you do say that 1-1 is now done for both sides. 4 workers do go down. The Queen's going to go down. It's still going to take a lot more for this hatch to go down just yet. And even if that happens... Okay, actually, never mind. It is a 3-base Terran. And the mutas, they keep popping through their death. Shockwave has never really gotten to that muta count that he really wants. That is so effective. That Baneling shot, okay, it's not going to be quite enough. And these 2 tanks are absolutely MVPs. Now we have Berlin's going to be able to get on top of things. But the tanks, they're still not going to go down.
Oh my god.
22 kills?
55 kills between the 2 of them. Now, wow. We're up to 60 kills between these 2 MVP tanks. And Shockwave in shambles. He is going to be forced to tap out, and we will not get that ace match that I was hoping for there. A really rough kind of minute and a half right there for Shockwave, and it seemed like the game, the world was his oyster. But Slumdog makes it happen. Some great target fire from those tanks. Jeez.
You know, absolutely. Man, it all came down to the fact that the mutas were caught. 3 mutas died. They ran over the rally. They died. And then the 4 mutas that popped after that, they couldn't do anything because the 4 mutas don't do diddly squat. And then they had to go run in after the Ling Bane engaged. They died. A couple more. So Shockwave, if he's able to get all of his mutas out at once, just sit them on top of the reinforcing lines or something, delay the push. Because the push, I mean, yeah, it was in a good position. but it was not threatening the third base yet. If you delay a little bit more, get yourself some more banelings, set up that full 360-degree surround instead of just going down a ramp like that, that is absolutely a push that Shockwave could have held. But I guess he just let the feeling of I'm so far ahead I can do whatever I want get the better of him there, really to his detriment.
Yeah, a little bit. Very, very unfortunate stuff coming down. Really kind of just let that one go. Oh, we made a goof. We made a goof. We're just going to own it. We made the goof.
Did we attribute the wrong players to the teams, and we actually go into an ace match here?
No. This was me. I just botched
okay.
your camera there. I was moving it around.
Oh, okay. I'm not, yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I'm not watching the stream. I'm just watching chat, so that's why I was confused. But anyway, we do see calls to play the ace match regardless. Let's watch Charlie versus White Raw.
We can see if the players want to. Yeah, I'm fine doing that, but ultimately this is the 3-1 in favor of Amazon Alexa there. And similar to the grand finals of last year, Amazon Alexa proving to be proving to take it down. That was damn. Shockwave's got to be kicking himself because he really had a strong position in that game. That first fight, 1-1 wasn't even done for the Terran players, so there was definitely the opportunity to win that one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really just a matter of hitting these anti-timings and not get that tank position in the brush against the wall. Nothing could get on top of them. So those two tanks, one sitting on 2 HP at the end of the game, absolutely the MVPs, did an incredible job of keeping them alive, making sure they pushed forward and they leapfrogged when they needed to. And there you have it. Just barely eking it out. We talked about snowballs in the previous game, but this is TVZ, games like that, especially with how quick that rush distance appeared to be, absolutely can be a game of massive snowballs.
Yeah, no kidding. And, well, we're going to see if we can get into an interview with Mestaman. I think we may forego the interview with the Painforest this week. I think they're probably going to be a little bit sore. But we'll definitely see if we can get the interview with Mestaman here. Don't want
Sounds
to...
good.
Yeah, definitely don't want to rub salt in the wound there. That's always a tough feeling, especially when you've lost the game. I know, at least for me, I definitely do not do not want to chat after something like that. But we're gonna see if we can get in to an interview with Mestaman here.
Sounds good. So I believe, are we gonna actually try to get him on into the call, or does that mean I gotta and I'll be back in a bit?
Let's see if we can add him to the call. We'll
okay.
This may be too much, but you know, we'll try. We'll try. First things first. Actually, yeah, just for simplicity's sake, I think we're gonna do just the single call.
Yeah,
so
no
we
worries.
will bring you back in just a little bit.
Sounds good. See y'all in a minute.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Awesome. So for those at home, why don't you introduce yourself? I'm sure everyone knows who you are, but regardless, we'll have you just introduce yourself. How are you doing? What's your name? And what team do you represent?
Hi. So I'm Easterman. I'm the team captain for Alexa 12 pool this year. Was on Alexa 12 pool past couple times when we won. But yeah, for Amazon, our now A team definitively.
Yeah, no, I mean that was that was pretty convincing, wasn't it? What? I mean, normally you guys have been a little bit closer. What? Did you guys extra prepare for this week, or what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just a lot of sloppiness on both sides. So like White, he didn't get all of his drones through, and I got the pylon down. And I was pretty lucky to survive there. And then Dan's cannon rush didn't go so well.
Yeah.
Kevin hasn't actually practiced at all, so
Oh wow.
it was pretty awesome for him to be able to take that game.
Yeah, that was a little bit surprising. We were saying that if he had just kind of backed off after, because he pulled like 15 probes, like every probe, to try and knock down that wall. And if he had actually just built a gate, like canceled everything and just built a gateway back home after, like 30 seconds, he would have been pretty far ahead. It would have been a really advantageous position. So a little bit tunnel visioned, I guess. Why don't you talk a little bit about the rivalry between the two Amazon teams?
Yeah, so normally there's like kind of, at least what we had in the past seasons is we had like a definitive A team and then we had a B team, which was a little bit weaker. So this season we actually have the teams a little bit more even, and that makes the rivalry a little bit more intense. So for instance, like with this game, we were, scheming against each other. I think we basically locked off chats against each other. Normally we're in the same chats, to hide strategies. But it's definitely a little bit more competitive this year. Like this matchup between us is really close. Like Light and me are very similar MMR. Kata's also very good, even though his account is Diamond. He's PM.
Yeah, he's definitely playing the long-term mind games there. That's pretty cool. I think we've already talked about, because you guys are all representing the same charity, but do you want to go over it again, the charity that you guys are playing for?
Yeah, so we're representing GiveWell as per usual. This charity we've represented in the past, but it's a charity that basically rates other charities. So meta charity, I guess.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of describing it. What was it? What's it like going up against White Raw, I guess? And are you gonna? I know you mentioned you kind of want to balance the teams a little bit more to make the rivalry a little bit more fun. Would you consider moving him up to the A team to try and secure that championship maybe in the future, maybe in future seasons, or is that kind of the sort of thing that you're going to be like, no, it's fine. We want both teams to be competitive.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how we'll do it next season, but this season for sure we're trying to keep the teams more balanced. So Right Ross has been about like 5k MMR in NA, and so like our kind of counterpart on Alexa 12 pool would be Kevin. So they're very similar MMR, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's definitely A team worthy. I mean, given that game against Charlie, right?
Yeah, no, he looked super sharp. And obviously, 5K on NA is good, but I think he's definitely capable of more if he can dedicate a little bit more time to practice. Obviously, he doesn't play full time anymore. That goes without saying. But
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
he definitely knows what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that proxy, he shut it down perfectly, right? Not getting distracted by the zealot and going straight for the pylon. So he's like cutting down any possible time for that proxy to get up.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
His making's like on point, even if he's not mechanically there where he used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say the same thing. And he's always been one of the smarter or smartest players in the scene whenever he's played seriously. So, I mean, this was you guys' record hasn't been the greatest on paper, but this was a big win for 12 pool. What are your goals moving forward? Are you still eyes on the prize for first place?
Oh yeah, of course we got eyes on the prize. We can't let Painforest take it this year. Definitely not.
Yeah, and
that's our goal though. We want to Painforest first 12 pool finals.
Ooh, okay. Which would you guys rather face down the Shopify team, or would you rather Painforest goes toe to toe?
I'm fine with taking him out.
You want to take him out? All right. Well, we will look forward to that in the future. Not sure when that will be, but I expect there is a really strong chance that one of the Amazon teams will run into the Shopify team with that, of course, the former player Zero or the former Alexa player Zero.
Yeah, the Trader Zero.
There we go, Trader Zero. You heard it here first, folks. And well, that is going to do it for us on the call. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyone you want to shout out on the team? Any MVPs? What's on your mind?
Charlie, practice more. That's my shout out.
The personal shout out, the personal shade, I guess. But congratulations. Thanks so much for joining us. And yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, cool. Thanks.
All right, just going to get BeoMulf back on here. BeoMulf, I don't know if you had the opportunity to listen to that, but pretty nice little interview. Oh, goddamn. What is this?
I did. Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm a Chrome tab now. There we go. Now I'm fixed. Yeah, it's nice being able to actually listen to the full interview because usually we're on a 2-minute delay. And when you're on a 2-minute delay, I'm sitting there listening to the interview and then I get the call, hey, you got to get back in the call. And I missed the end of it.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's nice to see that confidence coming in with the they want another crack at Zero. They want to have the opportunity to kind of take him down.
Well, fortunately or unfortunately for them, they may not have the chance because Zero's team, Shopify, they're not in that guaranteed playoffs bracket. I believe they are in Challenger. I took a look and I forget.
Oh,
yes.
That is surprising.
Yeah, they did not have. They actually, again, they lost last weekend. Last week was the first time Zero was on the team, and before then, they felt like 1-4, I think.
Oh wow.
1-4, 2-3, but they didn't have the tiebreaker. So they're sitting there in the Challenger bracket, which means they got a chance. I mean, there are 12 teams in Challenger, top 4 teams, top 3 teams, something like that do qualify. Do qualify onwards, depending on whether it's top 30%, top 20%. Because that is yet to be determined, as I understand it. But anyway, they have a chance to move on into the playoffs, and actually it was interesting. We had a good conversation with the Shopify captain last week, and he's like, "Look, I don't really care about the regular season. I don't care about seeding. As long as we make it to the playoffs, that's fine. Up until then, it's just going to be me playing these players that may not have a chance to get in the playoffs, so we can get them more experience, allow them to play. Once it's the playoffs, that's when we turn it on. That's when we go no holds barred. That's when we just play our best players over and over again." And that's how we're going to win the championship. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but he did seem pretty confident.
Well, I mean, they're going to have to back that up. This has been a little bit of a tough one for them, and I think this actually, the game that they are playing this week is actually, I may not be right about this, but I think that this is a rematch between these two teams. It's Google APM versus the Shopify dropshippers. So we'll definitely be curious about the results of that one. And
it is not a rematch.
It is not a rematch. Okay.
They have not played yet.
Okay. How did I? All right. Well, we are just talking out of our butt then.
It's yeah. If you look in the Gilded page, the match history is not ordered in any way, shape, or form.
Right. Okay.
So that's what you're looking at. You see the 0-0, but it's like not match number 4 of 7, and you're like, this doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense exactly.
It's all good.
Well, regardless, we are going to be leaving you for a little bit. In an hour's time, we will bring you back the collegiate side of things. And we have at least one team that we haven't had the opportunity to feature just yet. I believe it is the Akron Hobbits versus the Northeastern University Beantown Bronze. So we've got a chance to check out NEU a couple of times, but haven't had a chance to check out the Hobbits yet.
Yep, I'm excited to see what's going to happen there. You're right. I have not seen any bit of Akron, and I'm excited to do so. It's going to be an exciting matchup as we move on. Is this the? Oh yeah, so we're moving on into the qualifying, the seeding matches for playoffs as well for collegiate. So that's going to be a good time.
Yes, so it is going to be, it's going to be an important seeding match between these two teams. Obviously a little bit lower on the bracket, but I think we'll still have an entertaining match ahead of us. Before we sign off for the moment, BeoMulf, why don't you say your shout outs a little bit?
Yep. So if you like what I do, if you say, hey, this guy, he casts just a little, I cast on a bunch of different platforms. I do it on my Twitch page. I do it on my Trovo page. I cast on the Alpha X Africa page and the Trovo. It's a lot. I would love to say, hey, go check out all these channels, but it's a lot easier. Just follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/BeoMulf_SC2. That's where I tweet whenever I'm going live, whether it's Corporate Esports Association, whether it's something on Trovo, whether it's something for Alpha X on Africa, whether it's on my own Twitch page, whatever the case may be. I always tweet when I'm going live, so that's kind of the easiest way to find things. Otherwise, it is trovo.live/BeoMulf and twitch.tv/BeoMulf_SC2 are the other two big ones. How about you, Steadfast?
Well, first of all, I want to thank the CEA for having us on here. Of course, their sponsors, Gilded and Shopify. Shopify has not been getting preferential seating, as you can tell. So definitely no conflict of interest. But in all seriousness now, yeah, big thanks to them putting this whole league together. Really cool. Appreciate the opportunity to cast it. And glad to be casting alongside you. Shout out to our team, Exxon. Picked us up recently. A lot of great players on there. Special, Forjumi, Cham, ton of really, really great players. Gerald, who I know is playing in the ESL. Think today. I think he's playing every day.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so check them out. If you want to follow me, you can follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/steadfastsc. Twitter.com/steadfastsc2, YouTube steadfast space sc2. I just like to mix it up just a little bit so that it's really difficult to find me. The important part of social media is just making it kind of like a puzzle. Yeah, so that people just struggle to interact with you. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Any final thoughts before we take a quick break and come on back?
Not that I can think of. Echoing, of course, thanks to everyone who makes this thing possible. CEA, the sponsors, all that wonderful things. And I am excited to come back in about an hour for the Collegiate Series. Of course, the Collegiate Series, it's a little bit different of a format, but it's still an exciting one. So hope you all choose to stay with us. We'll be back at 4 p.m. Eastern, and it's going to be a good one.
Absolutely. Have a good one, and thanks for tuning in.
Stay safe, everyone. Looks like Garrett lost